We got the stream up whenever you guys are ready.
Oh, you already got it. Bova and Anthony Meglino. This is a race to 9. This is the final match.
Hey, so check it out. We got a little feel good story here. We had a guy yesterday, Jonathan Carrion. He was here and he had his pool cues. He had his pool cues in his case taken right in plain sight. The guy was actually on video. Hold on one second. I'm trying to turn that down so you're not getting the echo. So we had Jonathan Carrion was here yesterday, and he's here today, and he had his pool cues taken with his case and everything. So as you guys know, that's a lot of money involved there. But so the dude is on camera, so then we know exactly who it is. It was a fellow player in the tournament. But anyway, Tommy Kennedy brought in a pool cue and donated it to Jonathan Carrion, and then that case that Benji just won, he turned around and handed it to Jonathan Carrion. So we're slowly but surely building up his arsenal temporarily until he gets his stuff back. I know you all are probably going to start asking questions, but don't worry, the cops were involved, and the dude that did it will be taken care of. So, but pretty cool that the cues and case were donated to him. So that's that story. Let's get on with the match. Cal Bova and Anthony Meglino. This is going to be a race to. It's going to be a race to 9. I think Mike DeLauder is done with his action matches, so I think he's going to be jumping in here with me. I'll probably let him do the talking since I've been talking for the past 2 days. All right, Anthony, come up with a dry break. Looks like Cal's going to go for the 10 ball right here. He's going to try to get one up here quick and easy on the board. That's fine.
I don't want to fuck him up.
All right. All right. All right, so he went for the 10 real quick. Hit it on the way back up. I think got a nice steady shot on the 1 ball. Hey Scott, go on Dominic Dunn's page. He posted the dude's name. I'm not gonna say it on here, man. But he's on camera. Quite a few people saw it. He actually walked right out the exit door with the alarms going off. Kept on going right next to the table I was actually playing on. So, I mean, he's seen coming in with 1 case and going out with 2, and everything that he did was on video. So, the cops saw the whole video. I just watched a video a little while ago. So, but Dominic has the dude's name. I'm not gonna blow him up on here right now. I just wanted to put that story out there that at least Jonathan is starting to get his arsenal back. Pool World coming back, helping him out. Now he got one of Tommy Kennedy's cues for free, so good story. And Benji donated that Predator case, so good deal. It's good to see good people helping other people out. But if you want to know the dude's name, just check on Dominic Dunn's page. Meanwhile, Anthony is down to business. Rack number 1, race to 9. 6-7's right next to each other. I mean, he's going to have to definitely makeable. Yeah, he's just going to have to sit there and control the 6 to see where that 6 ball comes out at. It's a good shot. He's still got a little meat on that bone to work on with this 6 ball. He looked at that cut for a quick second, and he decided he's going to go for the bank back in the side. Great one pocket player, so I'm expecting to make this bank. Yeah, I was expecting nothing else. All right, looks like Anthony's about to put the finishing touch on game 1. He's about to go up 1-0. There we go, game 1. And as soon as Kyle's done here, he's going to have to go over and play the winner of Shea and Randall McLucky. I believe they're still playing over there. They started a little while ago. That's a marathon match going on. But I mean, they were playing. Heck, they were playing whenever Kyle was playing Donnie. So Kyle's going to have to go over and play the winner of that match for the championship. As soon as he gets done here, he's going to have to go over and play for the championship in the 9-ball tournament. So he's having one heck of a payday today. Well deserved too. My man is shooting lights out. Anthony strikes first, 1-0. First on the board. Yeah, Gary, man, he's out of jail, man. He's on there. He's good to go. My man's in. He doesn't have a lifetime ban just yet. You got to put it up. All right, Mike D.
What's up? What's up?
Mike D in the house.
Anthony has been breaking really well. Controlling the cue ball. Gets a little funny on the 1.
You know, I didn't get to watch where he was breaking from that whole first or that last set that Kyle and Donnie played. They broke dry every single time. Been having a hard time breaking on this table. And then he broke dry on the very first rack, too.
Yeah, and Donnie Mills was struggling a little. He broke pretty good, but I've seen him break perfect a lot. I feel like he was getting some indifference, really struggling on that part for sure.
Boy, Anthony made nice bank on the, I won't say it was a 3-ball, or on the 6-ball actually. Made nice bank. You'd have been proud of him to come back around and close out that last rack. Ooh.
Okay, he's off to the races. I like cutting the 1 ball down like that and using the 4 as a blocker. I mean, sometimes you need to rely on a couple rolls, but I feel like he really struck that nicely. So the reward was deserving.
It's like a nice little 2-railer right back to the center of the table, huh, Mike?
Yes, sir. Anthony's got good pace, but I feel like he fell a little short there, I think now He might be on the wrong side of the ball. You have to draw out and take a little bit tougher shot. So, yeah. You know, the more you move the cue ball over the course of time, I mean, I'm not saying you can't get out, but sometimes getting on the wrong side of the ball, you can get a skid and fall short and get hooked by the 5. So, it's, you know, getting out of line has a consequence. Maybe not this brag, but it's definitely,
Down the
it's like a
line.
virus.
Yeah.
The more you get out of line, the more consequence.
Yeah, you just got to work double hard right to get back in the line and get the game under control.
Yeah, but for sure, I mean, recovery shots are beautiful, but I'd be happy if I never had another recovery shot the rest of my career.
Ain't that the truth?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who wants a recovery shot? Give me a 30-degree angle, and let me just stun my ball around. You know what I mean? Kind of manage my emotions and get on with it.
You know, I've listened to CJ too. He talks about whenever, you know, one of the things that made him a great money player was when as soon as he realized that he was hitting the edge of the pocket or coming in, if it wasn't going impure, he would make his adjustments immediately. So exactly what you're saying, it wouldn't carry over in time.
Absolutely. I feel like aiming at the heart of the pocket is a very, very good formal basis, because when you need to make an adjustment, throwing the ball, you just move your mark to the, you know, inside or outside the pocket. You should always be measuring, you know, 2 or 3 different angles where you can just aim them with outside and aim right at the heart. It's a great starting point for sure.
All right, he's striking first. He's coming in hot and heavy, Mike D.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony plays good. He's paces himself through the day really well, and he knows the conditions. He has the right routine. I think he's exercising.
Yeah, this ain't
Feel
his
like-
first rodeo either.
I feel like he's really deserving of, you know, his opportunity. I feel like every tournament you got to get a little lucky, but Anthony's definitely, you know, he's definitely improved, and I think every asset of his life. So, well done for him. He looks like a pool player. Look at him. He can reach everything, like me.
Yeah.
He's really like the perfect size. He's not too tall like me, but he's just tall enough. You know what I mean?
Like the Filipinos, though, they get the, you know, with their stance, they get to have that back straight leg, and it's like they're perfect bending over. You know what I mean? On their
Oh, I
height
mean, they
wise.
definitely, yeah, I feel they sight the ball a lot more efficiently, you know, being closer to the ball, but then they also have that long bridge where they're able to create with the long bridge, and I feel like that's super sketchy, but they do it with ease.
Yeah, a lot of room for error on that long bridge, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's sketchy for me. I feel like anytime you're shooting a pool shot, you got to focus on the right speed of the shot, but, you know, speed's got to be the number one factor, but, you know.
You know, I was watching Anthony how he's been holding himself throughout the day today. You know, Kyle's playing on 2 different tournaments, so he's staying warm. But I was watching how Anthony's been conducting himself. You know, because he's had to do some weights, but he'll every you know, half hour, 45 minutes, he'll get up, bang some balls, and then get back down and focus.
So it looks like a dry break. Kyle's going to get a chance to take away this momentum. Races to 9, you know, I think the key is enduring the momentum swings. You know, stop the bleeding as soon as possible. Get on the scoreboard, show your strength, and just kind of do your thing and build and protect every game. He fell up a little short here. And this is a recovery shot. He's going to have to probably go forward and play the 4 in the same corner. Or he could 2-rail the cue ball and come into the 8 ball.
Yeah, you like taking that cue ball over by the 9, 2 rails forward, or sliding it over like that.
See, yeah, that was a very well, you know, it was a good stroke, but I think he came up a little steep on the angle. He may have to come.
I kind of like going forward too. That way, if you come up short,
Let's
you
go
have it in the
forward with a
side.
high right.
Yeah, that way, if you come up short, you have it in the side, and if you come up, you know, perfect, you have it in the corner where he's going at, instead of sliding it over the way he did. But either, you know, what a nice shot that was.
Back cut in the side. Juicy shape. and it's like the kid's fearless. He reminds me of like Rodney Morris in his prime. He just drops in the
Let me
waves.
tell you
It's the
something.
sicko.
That 7-10 is sitting absolutely perfectly lined up. He will hit this shot 10 out of 10 times right here.
Well, let's call it 95.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, Kyle Bova, listen, the kid just played a set for 8. How we were in Vegas for 10 days, and he played a set for 8,000, and he was dogging it a little. And I'll tell you what, he showed a tremendous amount of heart. A pool room full of some of the most OG gangs, like gamblers in the country. These like million dollar poker players, stake horses, and I mean, he showed a lot of heart. He earned a lot of people's respect out there. He kind of had a brutal loss in the big tournament, but I think that lit his candle. I think it got him going. I mean, ever since he dogged it in that tournament,
Yeah.
he's been on a rampage. He's not out to fail. You know what I mean?
Oh, scratched on a break. Yeah, I was saying that a little earlier about being out there in Vegas. He's been tearing it up lately. He seems a lot more focused too.
Looks like Anthony's going to have to play safe. Guys, when you're playing safe down table, the key is to put the one ball and you want to tie it up with another ball. You're not getting full value by just leaving the ball on the rail or out in the middle of the table. You want to 2-rail this and stick it under the 6 ball. 1, 2, and you want to get it up. Now, the fact that it left it in the pocket is a little, but my thing is, if you get that ball under the 6, like, you're really doing something, It's a good shot by Anthony. He played a perfect cue ball.
Yep.
Sometimes if you don't play a perfect cue ball there is a consequence, you know what I mean? But because he kind of laid up a little bit on the one, you know what I mean?
And try to get that one ball up behind a 2-4 and then lock it, freeze it safe on that 6 ball.
Yeah, this
Go
is
for
the
the
thing
3
about
foul.
Anthony's game. He treats this like it's Hill World Championship. He's going to put his all into this shot. Like, it's a good lesson for people at home to look at because he shoots this ball like it's, you know what I mean? He shoots it with aggression and timing. I see a lot of people fail in that, they fail on that shot.
All right, so you just called Mike over to watch this. This is for a 3 foul. Kyle is on 2 right now. Boy, he got him good too. This looks like he's trying to go 2 rails. He's going to have to hit right up. That side pocket's going to be right around. Oh, boy. All right, 3 fouled him. Anthony's up 3-1.
It like wants to come short because it's acquiring spin. Yeah, you hit it almost as good as you could. You hit it almost as good as you could.
That side pocket was exactly where he had to hit at, huh?
3 foul. I'm gonna be honest with you though. People are like, "Oh, you got 3 fouled. You're a sucker." Really? You see it all the time. Like, I've seen 2 guys side by side playing one pocket at Derby, both 3 foul each other in a one pocket match, side by side. So 3 foul is not only its skill, it's sometimes lucky. Sometimes the guy miscues and 3 fouls himself, but can't allow that many mistakes. You deserve to lose the game. So
what
it's-
tip were you giving Kyle right there? I heard you giving him a tip.
just got to stretch that with right English. There's no way that he could have made the ball because it acquires left spin when you kick it 2 rails, so it wants to come short. So like that ball was below the spot, like it was sketchy. So you have to hit it with right English so it stretches off the first rail, and lengthens off the second row.
Yep. That side pocket was, if he came in
The
with
side pocket's in the
it's
way unless you
huge,
use right English.
Right.
If the side pocket wasn't there, you'd shoot it right where the side pocket is. You would have hit it.
Yeah.
But since you can't hit there, you got to use right English to hit it fuller
Come up into
and
it.
stretch it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
I don't know what you do here with the 4. It looks like a much bigger gap on the live than it does on the TV here.
I think if he can get out a little bit past middle, he might be able to cut that 4. Well, now he's going to be working.
Man, he's got to worry about the 6 here. This is a real sketchy shot. That was an absolutely fabulous shot, Kyle Bova.
Yes, it was.
That was absolutely, I mean, like, it looked easy on the screen, but really to split those balls like that was sick.
Oh, he didn't deserve that. And right after this, Kyle has to go over there and play for the championship. So I know you guys were asking. I think Shea may have won on the other side over there on the 9-ball side.
Jay Hall was good. What's up, Lisa? Hope you're feeling better.
Is that Lisa Anderson? Is she feeling better?
I gave her a shout out. What's up, Jay Hall? So yeah, Anthony's got easy work here. Want to keep us. So for me, the goal is to get a small angle on the 6 so you can control the weight of the cue ball. You know, a lot of times you get too big of an angle and you're trying to drag it, it can get away from you. Good way to hold the cue ball is to get a smaller angle. See, he can control every aspect of the cue ball because of the angle he got. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The angle has a relationship with the distance the cue ball travels. So that's why they call it the game of angles.
Yes, sir.
Then he kind of leans his shoulder into the shot. It's like a unique style. It's like it's kind of like
Oh,
he kind of holds his shoulder real strong and it kind of mounts downward when he gets. It's a unique way, but it's really really efficient for sure. Small angle.
There a little earlier about who worked with him at a young age because we were talking about his hesitation going forward. Can't remember the name, but they.
Oh, Glenn Olson.
Yeah, and there was one other one. I want to say Jeff somebody, but I can't remember the name. They said he had a big influence on his style.
All right, 4-1, race to 9.
They are making this a quick match. Kyle's going to go ahead and take a quick break while Anthony racks this up, but Anthony's up 4-1. Kyle's got to be worn out, Mike. He's been shooting nonstop match after match.
I bet 600 on this match.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I'm parlaying all my money I made on him. I was trying to make a score.
Oh. On Kyle, you got it?
Yeah. I feel like Kyle's playing good,
Oh,
and he's paid his dues, and
Yep.
I feel like he deserves, his success is deserving. He's put a lot of time in.
He's been playing amazing. Just Anthony, Anthony's Anthony. He's in the top money every tournament for Florida pool.
Yeah, for sure. He's playing good.
Just plays so steady, Eddie.
Yeah, he's an exceptional player. He's very disciplined.
You got the billiard glasses now too. No more looking over top of the old glasses. You got the new got the new billiard glasses.
That's awesome. I mean, really, anything that works. Anthony is a machine.
Okay, so they're getting a picture for the because of the 9-ball tournament over there. So they're just getting a picture for that right now.
Well, the Tom Rusi, I like your comment, but the thing they say about the physics is if you hit the heart of the pocket, don't matter what size they are, babe. So, but that is a good. You're right. I mean, he runs out on 4-inch pockets. The thing about it is when your arm gets heavy and pressure, everybody succumbs to pressure. Anthony's been involved in a lot of pressure situations, so he's overcoming a lot more because he's just dealt with it so much. You can only get so many second places in pool, and your mind will it will teach you how to win. When it's your time, it's your time. Anthony's on a run. Tommy went on a run. Mike Davis was on a run. Jay Hall goes. It's crazy because pool it goes back and forth, and you got to just take what the game gives you because it'll break you down and spit you out if you let it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So my theory is just enjoy the game and be objective and really just wait patiently for because if you have resistance in the chair, you're gonna probably dog it. You know what I mean?
Yep. You just got to know that your time's coming. That's like if you're in a long set and you're not getting any of the rolls, you just got to sit there and ride it out and wait till your time comes and take advantage. It's the same thing within tournament style and everything else. Your time's going to come as long as you stick with it and keep working at it.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like the same old advice the old man gives you on the porch. That's mowing the lawn with the push mower. But you know what? It's been working for him.
Mm-hmm. I asked. I hate keep bringing a name up, but
Shot,
I was
kid.
commentating with CJ, and we were doing one of Meglino's, and I was asking him about about his hesitation. He said that he actually likes it, and he started explaining to me why. But it works for him, and Kyle's right on. I feel like Kyle's on that verge. He's about ready to break through and start doing some damage. I think that win he had over Orcolio not too long ago, it's got to be a huge confidence booster, letting him know that he can
Yeah.
play.
I mean, Kyle, one pocket, short races, but Kyle's, thing that gets Kyle the credit is that he's in the box. He bets substantial amounts of money. He puts in a lot of time. And, if you think you're going to beat Kyle, you better bring your work boots. You know what I mean? The thing is, it's all timing. He's playing a lot. He's in good spirits. He's in good shape. He's got a good mindset.
I think that right there, from the outside looking at him, his mental game seems to be phenomenal. He does not seem to get rattled on the outside anyway. Like, I don't know how he is on the inside, but he sure seems like his mental.
I mean, it's a nerve-wracking game. Nobody would play if there wasn't some sort of, tension or just some. You got to be a critical thinker under pressure. Anybody can kick a field goal when nobody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like
It's a good shot.
the key to kicking that field goal is when you're in overtime and you have to execute.
Yep.
And that field goal becomes difficult. And that's what pool does for you. It allows you to get over your emotions, you get over your ego, and just completely be objective.
Oh.
Like, there's no other way. If you think you're going to get angry or
It'll
over
humble you real quick.
For sure. Take your medicine, do what the game teaches you, and just swag out. Let's do
What
this.
I've learned from pool, it's taught me how to say, yes, you're right, dear, to my wife.
Oh,
It's
for
taught me
sure.
to just sit there, take my medicine, Mike,
Yeah,
and be like, all
yeah.
right, you're right, whatever.
Well, you got to choose your battles, and pool's an exchange of value. And there's going to be times where you're going to be greedy and try to get all the berries. And man, just get a couple berries and move on. Don't try to lose all your berries in one shot. Protect your berries.
Absolutely.
This is like excellent shot, Kyle, to clip the 4. Now the key here is where you cut the ball to the pocket. You got a big pocket, you can shoot it anywhere. If you want the ball to run more, you cut it more or spin it. I don't know. I guess the 5 must go.
I might try to see on this. I'm going to switch this camera angle and see if we can get a better view. Yeah, that 5 looks like it'll go over there pretty easily.
So guys, the hard part here is the 10 might be impeding the left side of the pocket. A lot of times people clip the 10 going in here. Oh, he underhit this ball. Now he's going to have to hit it like Earl Strickland.
I was expecting him to put a lot more low right on that and it coming off of that rail, or even just right English. Nice cut.
So the thing
Good
about that
recovery.
is, when you're taking the heat a little, or your arm gets heavy, or you feel pressure, you tend to underdo everything.
Yes.
You decelerate. So you have to know yourself so well when to add a little extra sauce on the ball. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Every once in a while, you're going to say, be honest with yourself. All right, I'm a little nervous. Let's go ahead and apply it a little extra
Juice it
here.
up.
I mean, not a tremendous amount, but enough to get over that heavy arm.
Enough to get
Just
through
make
the
sure
cue
you're
ball and
releasing
create that
through the
spin.
ball. Some shot there,
Yes,
Kyle
sir.
Bova. Just take your time and stun it out to the middle. So for me, guys, on the 10 ball, I like to be about 2 foot away. So you see a lot of people that play shorter distance shots, they might hit middle and try to hit it a little firmer. What I've noticed, Jimmy, is like a lot of great players, they hit slightly below that mark, so they don't have to attack the ball as much. They can slide the cue ball in a backwards, like drag it per se, and then you can actually hit it less speed and can have more control, because when you have to pound it with center to get it to do a stop shot, you might actually miss the ball because you're putting so much heat on it. So I think it's good to always be dragging your ball a little.
Yep.
I don't know how you.
No, I do. I have been hitting a
Yeah.
lot of that, actually. Matter of fact, I was practicing and I was talking to Bobby a little while ago here, and I hit a nice little kill shot like that. Especially on diamonds, I think you have to do that because the rails are so bouncy. You and I play at racks a lot, and with the tables being so
These
fast.
rails are bouncier than racks.
You think so?
I promise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. These rails are super bouncy.
Trust me, you'd know that better than I do.
I'm telling you, have you not seen, like, a lot of these guys been overrunning their work.
Yep. We have noticed that.
So Anthony has like an off-angle combo. I think he's gonna elect to like potentially carom, shoot the 1, carom off the 4, and like duck the 1 behind the 3. Or he could play the combo. He could shoot the 1 into the 3 and then just 2 rail down to the bottom rail.
I think he's looking to play a 2-way here. He's looking at, he might be
The key
looking
is-
to do the 1 off the 4 and draw and bringing a 2 ball. Oh, he called a 3.
I thought he was just gonna aim to miss it, but
I saw him pointing down here. I thought maybe he was going to try to draw the cue
yeah,
ball
to
down
duck the
under
white,
there.
right? Duck the white ball. This angle right here tends to miss full. The 3 ball normally misses to the long rail. He knew that. You see, he overcut it. Gave it a very good chance to go in. It was a magnificent shot.
That's a man putting in hours of work to know what was going to happen.
Well, I mean, on that cut, on that combo, most people don't understand. You got to compensate for the induced collision on that last ball, and you always got to aim it thinner than you think. And that's what Anthony did, and he was able to hit a pure stroke because he knew the physics. He didn't have to pound it. You know what I mean?
Oh, he got away with one right there.
That's a jelly roll right there. You know,
And it opened up that 5
So-
ball now.
a lot of people like to say that's luck. I mean, he overhit the ball, but the line wasn't bad. It is what, pool's not a game of perfection. People that say it is, they're full of it because it's a game of error. You play your error and you try to recover and you try to manage your emotions through all that.
Well, the
And
way I see it is, you create your own luck. By pulling certain shots, you may get lucky, but you created that luck.
I mean, it's more like probability or your percentages just play out. If you hit the ball this speed, there's so many things that can happen.
Exactly.
And if you look at it like that, you'll take your emotions out of the game and you'll actually be probably more mentally stable to perform at your highest level if, with that type of mindset, I'd
Because the way I
say.
see it is he was coming down toward that 5-7 anyway. I mean, because it would have been hard to get a shot on the 5. It was right in between those two. So maybe,
sure.
Maybe, who knows? Oh, he overhit that pretty hard.
See,
Oh,
like
never mind. I'm sorry. I didn't see the 5.
he hit that ball flawlessly. He's really got the speed down. A lot of these stun shots where you're trying to stun it into the rail because you have a small angle, like they're very difficult on this table because the rails are so responsive. And I would say at the beginning of the tournament, almost all the good players were like overrunning the cue ball, and I think he's made a good adjustment with it.
Wow, he put a lot of low inside on that. Spun that up there beautifully. Or low outside.
All right, so the key here is just below center and just draw it over to a little to the right of the middle of the table. He's a little straight. So now instead of going to my route, he's going to have to go 2 rails, bringing the left side pocket into play. I don't think he's going to elect to stun this ball. I think he's going to have to go 2 rails forward. But like if he would have got to the right of the middle of the table, he could have played it, a natural angle to the 8 ball. So let's see if this affects his cue ball position on the 8.
This looks like he's hitting it low.
It's got to go forward, I'd say. Okay, so yeah, he didn't have as much angle as I thought.
Yeah, it was
But you-
almost straight. I
I thought he was going to have to go. I thought his cue ball was going to be more to the right, and he was going to go forward instead of take a big angle there.
Yeah, the angle we don't have we're about 8 feet away behind the camera and the table, so it's hard for us to actually see. We're looking to screen for the most part.
Yeah, but still, it was a theory. I mean,
Yeah.
it still applied because we thought the angle was larger. It's not. That's the thing about pool is just because something doesn't go the way that we're just communicating it, it's still an option that the people at home have.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it may come up that's similar situation. So it's Anthony Meglino. How do you say Meglino?
Yep.
Anthony Meglino. He's going to take the lead 5-2.
So he practiced on the 4-inch pockets. That's pretty strong.
Yeah, the
Like-
4-inch.
Do you feel at a point that the pockets are starting to get too tight? I miss the old days whenever you could spin it. I quit for 14, 15 years, but I used to play a lot. But back then the pockets were, that's whenever the pockets are bigger and you could throw the ball, spin it, and aim short. I feel like there was a whole different element of the game there, but now.
I mean, you can't manufacture the angles like. I mean, I don't know. Efren, he can play his same style. I feel like it doesn't affect me a lot. Like playing the 9-ball ghost on like a table that's like 4 3/8 versus 4 1/2 or something. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal. But when it gets like 4 1/4 or 4, it starts getting tight. But I mean, it's good for one pocket, so you can defend all these young straight shooters.
Yes.
But
With the good eyes.
I mean, I feel, that's why I don't know. It just depends on your matchup. Like if you got a guy like that's a gunslinger and doesn't play his angles that well, maybe play on the tight table because you're gonna force him to make into bad decisions because he can't treat those big angles the same as he can on a loose track. You know what I mean? So
I just miss being able to throw. At a point, I think it's, hopefully it doesn't get any more, 4.5, 4.25, whatever. But if it starts getting too much tighter than that, that's
I
getting
would
a little too tight for me.
I would say embrace pool, Jimmy.
I do.
I would say embrace pool. I wouldn't say like if it's 4 inches, yeah, that's not gonna be your normal spot. But it'd be fun to go, just try to manage your angles on tighter equipment and see what your adjustments are to keep your ball true. It's good for like fundamental,
Yeah.
building your fundamentals. But I get what you're saying. Too tight's not doesn't make for a good show. That's for sure.
After quitting for so long and then jumping back into the scene and thinking I'm going to get back to the level I was is just infuriating. And now I'm going to have to deal with tighter pockets, and that makes it even harder.
For sure. It's a good point.
He's got himself a nice little angle here to get back up there for that 4 ball.
I mean, really, this angle right here is kind of sketchy because you got to kind of miss the 8, and you got to hope not to overhit it. But I think he's just going to go, 3 rails back? He's probably going to come short side and spin the heck out of it, if I had to guess. Around the 6. 1, 2.
Yep.
Looks like he came long.
Absolutely perfect.
Came long.
Yeah, there you go.
He got really fortunate there. Because a lot of times when you shoot that ball and it double kisses it and leaves you an off angle, he got very fortunate to get straight in. But the 5 still got work. I think it goes, but he's like super straight. He's super straight in here.
We're going to test his 4-inch.
So I mean, there's a couple ways to shoot this shot. You can hit low left and spin it out. You can hit right English and go 2 rails out. Just depends on how you feel about the angle.
He did the right English. Good shot.
So guys, that's the only time that you really want to use spin on a small angle, because it's your last option. When you're aiming at the ball full in the face, it's harder to control with a lot of spin because it's transferring all the spin to the object ball. So on your smaller angles, you want to use less spin unless you have to, like Anthony just did, to create the angle. So
Boy, that 10 ball's taking up a little bit more of the pocket, I think, than what we.
listen, the 10 can, if it impedes your path at all, it's in your brain. It's really, really difficult to get it out of your brain. I'm telling you, even if it's not in your way, you sometimes, or like it's like law of attraction or something. It's like dead serious. Like even if you got 2/3 of a pocket, it just, you still hit it. It's just the weirdest thing.
Just act like it's not there. That's what I try to do. I try to just block it out.
Absolutely.
I
If there's a dog biting at your feet and there's a fence over there, you gotta kind of forget about the dog and get on the fence. You know what I mean? Like if he's biting your calf muscle, you need to try to drag yourself up that darn fence and get up.
That's good analogy.
Oh my
there,
goodness, we fell straight, dude.
Boy, yes.
We fell straight.
Overran it.
If you're on tilt, you can try to cut this one, but probably the right shot is to thin the 8 ball on the right side and hit the right side of the 8 and spin down. I mean, I don't even feel like you use outside here. I think you just use a neutral ball.
Yep, I do too.
You might use a little bit of outside, but if you do, you gotta aim it super thin and don't scratch it down in the corner. See how it came out?
I think he hit a lot fuller than what he wanted to.
Yeah, that shot is something that you have to. I'm gonna tell everybody at home, if you practice thinning the ball and freezing it to the rail, you'd be shocked to know when it's time to come play a ticky safety how well you see the edge. The problem is people don't practice measuring the small edges. They only practice the large edges.
You know,
what I
we
mean?
were talking about this same exact thing earlier about that thinning a ball on a rail like that and going up to the other end trying to play safes. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, and it helps you with your thinner edges because pool, you know, when you're dealing with round masses, right? It's all perceiving the edge. You have, you know, a full edge, you have a like an intermediate angle and a large angle, but you really don't ever consider.
Nice.
You don't ever consider the thin edge, you know, like almost missing the ball edge type deal.
Cutting the paint off of it. Boy, he's about to go onto the hill. Oh no, wait, we're going to 9. My apologies. Forgot championship 1.
6-2.
6-2. Kyle's got to stop the bleeding, man. Anthony's rolling right along right now.
So we want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Brewlands, Billiards, Predator, Q's. Predator is like a long-term company, so to have them on board is obviously an exceptional feeling for the Florida pool scene. You know what I mean? You guys, I mean, every business that can withstand test of time, I feel like success, it must have a good reputation and be, you know what I mean? That's what you look forward to, doing business with people like that. So I want to shout out to Predator and shout out to Nicole Rosamond for the stitching. And it's been a great tournament. It's been.
Hey, you know what, Mike? Don't cut us short. You and I are both small business owners, too, in the Orlando area.
DPW, Delotter Pressure Washing.
Zoapa Pool Services.
That's what's up. If you guys want your roof cleaned, holler at your boy.
You guys want some swimming pools done, let me know. Holler at your boy.
I need like a duck pond built right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to get the pump for the pond. I got ducks and it's brutal. All right, so Anthony's probably going to try to ticky this one and stick him behind the 7-9. That was that shot we were talking about, guys. Like, that edge right there was such a big deal. He hit a little thin. Now, Kyle's got a counter, and this is the exchange of value I'm always talking about. You know, when you don't get them behind those balls, when you know, that momentum gets snatched away from you. Now, Kyle's probably going to shoot this one. I feel like he's going to play. I don't know. I feel like.
I'm not sure if I. Well, I
Yeah,
guess
he's
he can
going to
play
duck
safe
under the
now.
10 here. He's
Yeah.
going to duck under the 10.
Yeah, and run the.
Low right, duck under the 5-10, and just spin it like a one pocket shot and get the 2-ball high.
He's calling
like
it in the side.
Why'd he do that?
I'm not quite sure either, Mike.
Why'd he do that?
Yeah, why
I
would?
don't
Because
understand why he
even
did
there's
that.
no way that cue ball could have set up nice for him on that.
I
three
don't
ball.
understand why he called that. That was crazy. It was a defensive shot and a mental blunder because if he would have, you know what I mean, he should just call it safe or what, you know.
Yeah, because no way, no how he would have been set up good for making that. I mean, I'm not quite sure either.
You know what it was is he thought it would never go. He thought it was going to get safe. He called it as like a backup, but didn't look at the where the next ball was. So like I said, he rushed his decisions. No big deal. It's just it is what it is. But
Yeah.
that's what I definitely know what happened.
Good thing is chances are he's probably going to get to look at the table again because that five's
I mean,
tied
the
up, seven's tied up. But either way,
I mean, if you get on an out here, you should be able to break those balls up. So whoever gets the first offensive shot, I assume they're going to run out. You know what I'm saying?
oh, there's one cluster broken up.
Gotta hit high right and go under the 10 ball. Oh, he banked it long and put the cue ball behind the 8. I don't disagree with that shot, but I feel like it was a little harder to freeze on the back of the 4. But really where he got a lot of value where the 3's at, because that's a tough position to make something positive out, you know what I mean?
Would you have focused more of putting a cue ball on a 4 or running that?
The 4 there, I
running the
believe,
three all
yeah.
the way up to that rail.
The rail's not necessarily the best place to put the ball, Jimmy.
Well, no, the reason why I'm saying
You
that
make a
is-
bigger ball when it's down by the rail.
Yeah, I was just saying of creating distance and then having the 4 and the 8 as a block.
I feel
but
you.
understand what you're
It's a.
saying.
I see what you're saying about, the angle. You're making it a tough angle to hit the ball, but it's probably better to leave the ball a little off the rail where they can go around it. You know what I'm saying?
gotcha, yeah.
If it's like 3 inches off the rail, that's a huge ball. Great players are almost always going to get the best of that. You know what I mean? Well, that rack unfolded and Anthony got the better of it. So I would say this is the key shot is from the 5 to the 6 because the 5's on the long rail and it's going to need a little smaller angle than you don't want to fall in too big of an angle when it's close to the rail like that. You know what I mean? So
It's key to get on this ball the right way to get for the 7 ball. I guess he's looking at a bank.
I think
on
you
that
just hit,
7.
but no, the 6 goes in the side. And I don't see the 7.
7 banking back over in that corner where he's at. I don't think. He
I
can
think
cut
that's
it
the
up
6
there.
ball. You keep calling it the 7 ball, but it's the
What's
6.
that?
Yeah?
No,
Is
the
it 7?
behind the 9.
Is it? I didn't notice. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. So he's definitely might have a cross corner on the 7. I didn't even see it. I swear. So you're gonna snatch it back. The key to drawing the ball, guys, is using your entire stroke, so you get through the ball. So whatever your bridge length is, use the whole thing. You know what I mean? He pulled it all the way back.
He's going to have to get the cue ball all the way here. He's going to have to hit that low inside. Get that cue ball out of the way, right? Yep.
Oh, it's a natural. Just hit draw and snatch it back.
Watch how hard he hits this bank.
He ain't got to hit it that hard, but he's going to stroke through the ball, that's for sure.
Oh, so close. If he would have rolled back on that draw, another half a ball roll or a ball roll, he'd have been perfect for that bank. Still one he wishes
No,
he'd
the
had
bank,
back,
he had a
though.
perfect angle. He overhit it. And the one thing a lot of people don't realize is when you overhit your banks, it climbs the rail and goes long. The key when you're stiffening your bank is to keep your cue completely level, so you don't allow the ball to go airborne.
All right.
6-3, Kyle Bova.
6-3.
Anthony Meglino's got the lead.
All right. Let's root for a hill thriller.
So back to the, what I was talking about earlier. Momentum is everything. Kyle has the ability to run 2 racks, and I look at it when I'm playing a pro. Each mistake could be worth 3 games to the good or 3 games to the bad. You gotta always understand that.
Man,
When you
I'm
make
not
a
sure
mistake, they punish you 2 or 3 games. That's very the momentum's everything.
Yep.
Try to get it back.
Yep. I'm not sure I've seen so many job breaks in a tournament that I have this weekend.
10 ball's kind of brutal. The conditions are worn, and it's not that the tables play bad. It's just,
All right. No, these tables, I like them.
I mean, they're a little springy. The rails take a little getting used to, but that's the beauty of pool is the adjustment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and would you have adjusted and changed up the your spot by now? I mean, because they've each played a couple matches and they keep going from that same spot. I think
Yeah, it's weird because sometimes it's your rack and your spot. It's not your. You might have you've been in the right spot. You hit the wrong speed, but I really think the break is just finicky on these particular tables. Sometimes you just can't get them to rack consistently the same.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you tee your ball up differently, you're gonna get different results playing golf.
Yeah.
You don't tee it up differently, right? Unless it's
Let me tell
necessary.
you something about golf. That's why I started back the pool, because I blew my back out and I can't swing the club anymore. So I came back the pool to take some abuse here.
Amen.
Matter of fact, I have a bunch of golf clubs for sale. If you know anybody, look for some. Uh-oh. Try to make quick work of this game, Mike D. You good golfer?
No, I mean, I'm okay. I'm not a champion. I can hit the ball like 240. Sometimes a little more. Sometimes a little less.
Sometimes a little right and sometimes a little left. He's a great combo shooter. I've watched him over the past 2 years shooting combos, and every time I always say the same thing. He can hit some combos. I don't know about how you do it, but I draw an imaginary pocket. Say if I'm shooting a 3-9, I'll draw an imaginary pocket behind the 9 or the 10 ball, and then I'll shoot in that way.
I don't do it like that.
How you do it?
So, like, the key is if you have an angle on the first ball, you want to use outside English. So if you're cutting the first ball to the right, you want to aim that first ball to overcut the second ball. And you want to use outside so the first ball goes straight. You understand what I'm saying? So what you're reducing the angle on the friction on the first ball, but you have to overcut the second ball because it's not going to apply spin to the second ball. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you know what happens when I start thinking all that stuff?
No, but you're not sure. You're tripping. What I'm trying to say is you aim the second ball to overcut it. You feel me? Like it's not rocket science.
That's too much thing. That sounds like rocket science to me. I draw an imaginary pocket behind it.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's all physics, so I wouldn't be using imaginary pockets. I'd actually use the real pocket.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, you feel me, right? I use the actual pocket.
Yeah, let me tell you where physics comes into play. I had a hard time with 10th grade algebra.
He's like, let's use imaginary pocket. Well, we do have these other actual pockets that we can use as references. I get his point. It's totally cool visualization process, but really, you just need to know is the second ball thin or thick, and you're not actually applying. When you apply spin to the cue ball, the first ball will get the throw, but the second ball ain't throwing. You feel me?
Well, I feel you, but I'm just saying what I like. Okay, say if I line up that 3 into the 10, I will completely block out that 10 on that angle, and I'll aim for a spot behind that. That's physics, son. That's the Antonetti physics. Mike's rolling. Mike,
Yeah,
Mike
but
has his
this
head
is,
down next to me, just rolling
this
his
is.
eyes.
I ain't tripping. I like your opinion.
Oh shoot!
I like your opinion. Like I said, using your imagination's good, but I'm just trying to make sure I know what side of the pocket to be on, and what I'm trying to say is the thinner side on that last ball is the move. Always overcut that ball.
All right, Kyle, let's buckle down. Let's get us a hill thriller.
This little drags. He's just gonna roll this ball in. On this table, rolling the ball is a little. You almost always want to drag it, but when you have that off angle and you just don't want to overhit it, I like the way he played it. Here's the little low outsides.
Yeah, he's playing this rack textbook. He's doing.
Got a big angle here on the 8. It is missable. You definitely want to play outside English here and just aim right at the heart of the pocket.
Look how his tempo's changed. He's getting that. He's starting to get confident. He's moving around the table a little bit quicker.
I don't like this angle either. To be honest with you, he took it around.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him, but I'm just saying.
He took that side pocket scratch out of that.
For sure, I like the way he played that.
Yeah. All right.
Kyle Bova in the Range Rover 7-4. I mean, listen, guys, you want to see a close match? That's what I want to see. Even if I lose, all I want to see is a good. He said, just hit the equator right below the southern hemisphere. That's so funny. Ryan Adams, what's up, babe? Justin Hall said, hit the equator right below the southern hemisphere.
Yeah,
So he's
man,
saying,
talking about your physics lessons over here.
well, that's what you gotta do. So the thing is, there is a serious side to me, but I don't want to put on a show for you guys. I want you to enjoy yourself. So.
Nah, I like the lesson. Man. I like listening to it.
Nice little pop, 4 rails. The 7's hanging in the jaws of life. He's elevated over the 4.
Going for the crossbank.
I feel like the move is to just defense.
I'll tell you.
You don't cross bank this ball. You just bank the 1 above the 6-4 and make the cue ball hit the 5. What do I know?
He went full offense.
I played banks and I didn't even see that shot. So I was thinking just dink it and then run into the 5 and use the 6-2 as a blocker because the 9's there too. I mean,
Well, I'll tell you what, man. That music stopped, and it seemed like the intensity feels. I look over and I see everybody's just head staring at the table, man. It's like an intense moment right now.
for sure, you got a whole bunch of old timers here. You got one guy said he's the greatest player in the world. Never even heard of him before, but that's what he said.
I thought I heard him say that too, and I didn't know if he was joking or not.
Probably partial truth, partial lie. He had at least one person to believe that. That's
Himself.
That's exactly right. I feel like the way to get better at the game is when you lose, you sweat these matches, and you got to say, if I was Kyle Bova here, and you just got to stay calm through the entire tournament, feel what a full day of pool feels like. It's actually, it'll drain you, and you got to kind of, practice that. You know what I mean? Like the endurance aspect. You got to stay diligently in the matches and. Like when I would get knocked out of the derby, I would follow one player like Justin or something and
hardest tournament I've done in a long time was that one at Jacksonville where I played for 22 straight hours. You were there.
Mm-hmm.
Down about 9 in the morning.
Yeah, that was a
Second
little
hardest was
sketchy.
I played up in the Billiards Expo. I played for all day and night.
Do 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 boom. I feel like that's a good decision for Kyle because he's trying to tell Anthony, you know, I'm here to defend myself until the last ball.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to beat me. I'm not going to. I mean, he didn't execute the shot perfectly, but I feel like he made the right decision. A lot of people say, bank it, bank it. Well, banking it, you don't have no control where the 2 ball goes. After 3 is too far off the pocket.
He's going to try this 2-ball. He's going to try the 2-ball down in the bottom right-hand corner.
I mean, I feel like he's like.
Let's look ahead, Mike. What do you do if he ends up getting a 2 and then a 3? What do you do on a 4? Do you play a carom or you set up for
You
a
might
4
shoot
too?
one rail combo, like with outside English and turn the 10 in like that. I feel like the 4 goes rail first into the 10 and goes right in like a hanger.
Yeah, there's about 3 different ways. It all depends on how he's going to get on it. Well, I feel a little bit of a give up on that way he got down there and just.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Kyle's tired. He's really hard on himself. I think he was fully ready to shoot that shot. He wiggled his arm. He was loose. He did his routine that works for him. You know, guys, you're not going to come switch your routine up when you get in the finals. He has to do it how he does it, you know? Like, it's easy to say a man rushes when he misses, but maybe he would have missed worse if he didn't shoot it at his pace. You know what I mean? Like, that's been working for him as of recent. I watched him play a $10,000 set in Vegas on
Really?
Yeah, on 4 1/4 inch pockets or something, like the table at Griff's up front.
How's the action, man? Were you guys in action out there the whole time?
Yeah,
Can't imagine.
I played like 20, 40 a rail with like Evan Lunda and John Mora, and I broke even with both of them, and then I battled my heart out.
Boy,
And
John Morrow's he's been playing some great one pocket and Vegas
yeah.
lately.
All right, for the win, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to shoot it rail first. Just remember the 4 is going to acquire right spin, and that's actually what's going to throw the 10.
That carom.
No, sir. No, sir.
That's the way he just lined it up. He looked
No,
at that
sir.
too.
No, sir. You would never play the carom here. Shoot it rail
No,
first
you're
with
right.
left.
I just leaned up to look.
So look, left, the puts right on the 4 ball. Right throws the 10 in the corner. You don't even got to hit it hard.
He did do the
Yeah,
carom.
you don't play the carom there. I'm telling you, it's a bad shot. It wasn't a bad shot. It was just that the probability. Listen, playing it was natural, like one rail. I mean, it acquires spin and reduces the friction on the last ball, on the 10 ball there. You know. They're just going for some.
Yeah, they're firing away a bit. We're gonna get back to picking
You
it
know,
apart now.
whenever Reyes shoots a shot like that, it's almost like he sits there and like just embraces every aspect of the shot, and then he takes an extra 3 seconds to compose himself. Like the weird, unique caroms and stuff, he treats it like it's, you know, the most important shot. You know what I mean? Like it's a tough shot, and he executes for that reason because he's so in tune with like the entire shot. You know what I mean? Where I think a lot of times.
Safety that was. Did he get frozen on that?
No, there's a small gap. I mean, Kyle's got a chance to glance on the 4 and go behind the 6 ball.
Yeah, I think you're
Or the
right. I think
9.
You can't see the edge of it.
Yeah, he can see the edge, but
He's
it's going to be
about to lock
tough.
Anthony up then, or not. He hit it too
Mm.
full. There's
I
the
mean-
shot you were talking about earlier, Mike. Hitting those
Yeah, I
arrows.
mean, you have to perceive that edge. So when pressure comes and you think you're just going to see that little 1/32 of an edge, it's like it's such a difficult shot. You know, I feel like hitting that edge is the hardest shot in pool.
Oh, absolutely.
And people, I never seen one person in my life except for high level players practice it. Just like literally put it on the spot and try to thin it and freeze the cue ball. Thin it, freeze the cue ball. You know, it's a great drill. So when you need to do it, you can do
put
it.
it on the spot and free. Tell me the drill now. What is it?
You put the object ball on the spot, you put the cue ball down on another down table, and you just try to thin it, cross bank it, thin it, whatever you got to do. And you try to freeze the cue ball. And you just keep doing it. I'll tell you right now, you might not freeze the cue ball for 6 weeks. I'm dead serious. It's hard to do, yeah.
Tell you what, he's working on this one. He's definitely not making it easy for himself here. Should be out though.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle's been putting a lot of time in, and he's falling a little bit large angle here. Reach for the extension. Take a breath. Just center ball, overcut it, and run up to the middle of the table.
And Anthony gets
All right,
him, so
8-5.
8-5.
Kyle's
hanging in
only
there.
love when everything.
Did you? I'm sure you saw that video went viral where the girl that Lainey Gardner sang the song on Facebook. Did you ever see that one?
I think so,
Man,
yeah.
she sang better than Stevie Nicks, in my opinion. That girl tore it up.
Yeah, there's a lot of great artists out there for sure that mix it up. That they idolize those people and they do it better because they respect them so much.
Yeah, she's a young kid too.
There's like baby Efrons over there, you know what I mean? Like
right.
give Efren the 7.
gosh,
You don't even know about. All right,
This
kind of
kid's
looks like he's aiming a little thin.
Guess what? Another dry one.
Well, I mean, I feel like Anthony might play the rail first, like safety option. I was thinking spin it to the long rail, and then you cross the face of the 1 and you bank it down to the middle of the table, and the cue ball goes down behind the 4.